As some US states expand their methods to carry out the death penalty,
2 executions in Alabama failed.
The first person in the United States put to death using an untested method called nitrogen hypoxia.
others have a complete ban on the punishment. And the very first government, not just in the US but in the entire English-speaking world, to ban the death penalty was Michigan.
It was quite a contentious thing to do in 1846. The area around Michigan was regarded pretty much as the Wild West, almost uncivilized in the opinion of those people in the East.
So why did Michigan lead the pack on this ban? 2 death row cases seem to have influenced public opinion. The first was of a man named Patrick Fitzpatrick.
In Detroit, he was very well thought of. He was executed in Canada, but somebody else there 4 years later was on his deathbed, and he confessed that he actually had done the crime, not Fitzpatrick. It brought home the fact that often people are wrongly convicted and sometimes executed.
And the second case came just 2 years later.
There was a very disagreeable hanging in 1830 of a fellow named Simmons. The execution in Detroit, it was like a carnival. They had a band playing, they had amusements around, food and so forth, big crowd. But then when the execution actually came, the fellow sang a hymn and made some remarks, and everybody, according to the written reports that we have, left with a very, very bad feeling about capital punishment.
That was the very last execution in Michigan. Michigan had a growing movement to abolish the death penalty, and in 1846, an opportunity presented itself as the state completely revised its system of laws. But it wasn't until 1962 that the state officially added a provision banning the penalty to its constitution.
I was the one that wrote that provision. After all, Michigan now at that time had been without the death penalty for 115 years, and it was about time we put it in the Constitution. In fact, that's the only state in the Union that has a Constitution with a death penalty ban. And about half of the territory of the United States followed Michigan's lead, is without a state-imposed death penalty.